Hi everybody, this is Dr. Giberson, or I'm Dr. Giberson, and this is my third attempt to do this. My audio cut out on me in one attempt, and the other attempt I kind of lost my place. So hopefully the third time is a charm. But this video is going to walk you through Moodle, give you an idea how Moodle is set up and how to work through it, and which will prepare you to actually get started on the assignments. So if you want to quickly take a look at the top portion of Moodle, you'll find that Moodle is broken down into this kind of introductory section up top, and then there will eventually be 3 modules, which are our major assignments for the semester. Right now, you only have the first module, or if you're watching this at the beginning of the semester, you'll only see the first module, which is weeks 1 through 5. I will open up other modules for you as time goes on, but I like to kind of hold those dates back in case I've got to change dates based on how the course is moving forward or whatever. So anyhow, once you get an understanding of how module number 1 works, module 2 and module 3 are set up and work the exact same way. So, anyhow, the first section up here, which is the section that this video is in, is just kind of the general informational section of our Moodle page. So below this video, you'll see a link to the syllabus, and there's also a video below this video that walks through the syllabus. So you can see that there. There's a link to an announcements forum. If I want to contact everybody with announcements about the course, I'll use this forum. More likely than not, though, I will use a class email to everyone. So if there's something I want to communicate to everybody, I will usually send an email out, but sometimes I'll put them in the announcements. If I put something in the announcements, you will get an email about it. So typically I will just kind of cut through the middleman and send you an email. Below the announcements forum is an introductions forum where I'd like you to just kind of start a new thread and let us know who you are, where you come from, and all that kind of stuff. We don't get to see each other face to face, so it's just a nice thing to get an idea of who the different people are that are working in this course. Below the introductions, there are course questions. If you have a question about the course that might be of general interest to everyone, like if you found conflicting due dates or something like that, you can post a question to that course questions forum. I'll get an email that something is there, then I'll respond to it, and everybody will have the answer to that question. The nature of Moodle and the redundancy that's built into it. Sometimes I'll miss something. If I have to change a due date, typically in Moodle I've got to change it in about 3 different places, and so sometimes I forget to change it in one place, and so we get some conflicting information. It happens, unfortunately, a lot. So if you see that kind of stuff, you can post those questions there. I mean, you can always email me directly too, and then I can let everybody know. But just so you know, that kind of stuff does happen. When you see it, you can post questions here, bring it to my attention, and I can fix it. Below that is a link to, it's called the Holistic Grading Rubric for Writing Challenges. As I'm sure you're all aware, writing is not like arithmetic. Grading writing is not like grading math, where 2 + 2 = 4, and writing 2 + 2 doesn't always equal 4. And so I acknowledge that from the beginning, and instead I have a holistic approach to grading writing. And so what this video does is kind of explains that approach, explains my rubric, goes through some of the language that I use for understanding and thinking about writing, and it will also give you an introduction to the language that I use when responding to your writing. So you'll see focus, organization, development, style, and conventions, and different ways of thinking about them. You'll see these words in my responses to your writing, and that's how I will talk about writing using this rubric. So it's very helpful to understand that, but because of that holistic nature of grading, I'm always open to discussing grades. When I grade your papers, I give an explanation of where the grade came from and why I assigned the grade that I did, but I'm always open to discussing it and discussing my grades and my response and more thoroughly. So always feel free to ask me. But watch that, give you an understanding of how I think about writing. And finally, below that, there's an APA tutorial and quiz, which is due in a few days. So you'll want to get to that as quickly as possible. It's just an introduction to APA formatting for research papers and for bibliographies. If you took 1050 here, you probably worked with MLA. APA is just another way of dealing with the same type of information that MLA deals with. So you'll take this tutorial, you'll take the quiz, and you'll be able to send your completion of it to me, to my email address. So that's that introductory section. If you scroll down below that, you'll see module number 1. There is an introductory video for module number 1 that explains in general what we're doing for this module, what the goals are, and that kind of stuff. And below that video, you'll see a list of assignments, and that list of assignments includes due dates. You'll see that it's chronological, so each one kind of moves in order. And you can kind of see how we're moving through the writing process in this course. And so below that list of assignments, then you'll have links to all of the assignments and to the supporting materials. So you see under the list of assignments that we have a writing journal due January 7th. There's a link to the writing journal. That is where you will actually do the journal, that link. We're working on writing challenge number 1. Here is the next link is the writing challenge number 1 project description. And in that project description, there will be a video explaining the assignment as well as written materials that give you background. And I will say this now, and I will end up saying it several times throughout the semester. Make sure that you watch all videos, you read all materials, and you watch and read them closely. Over the semesters that I've taught this course, I've worked very hard to try and anticipate questions that you might have and to answer them before you have to ask them. So before you contact me because you're confused about something, please be sure that you have watched the videos, that you've read the information, and that you reviewed them. Sometimes we read over things or we just kind of miss things in videos. So make sure before you ask a question that you check the information that I've already provided, because chances are I've answered the question already. So there's a link for the quiz that's due that's due early on the semester, which is about the project description. Then you have the library introduction, you have the initial bibliography of sources, etc., etc. And so this moves chronologically along with the assignments listed above. And you'll find that each module will be set up like this. The assignments will be listed chronologically. You'll have a logical flow of information and assignments that lead you to the final draft of whatever the project is. And often in these modules, at the bottom of that list of links, you'll find supporting materials. So in the case of the first module, you'll find some materials about annotated bibliographies. In my introduction, I talk about what they are, and I give you some background and some information about what my expectations are, but then there's also supporting materials about annotated bibliographies that I've linked to there. And so that's how our Moodle is set up. That's how each module will be set up. Of course, if you have questions about it, if something doesn't make sense, please let me know, and I will try to address it directly. You'll see in Module 1, and then this will be the same in Module 2, you'll have an optional revision after I grade your project. If you want to revise for a potentially higher grade, I give you that option. The third one, obviously, I can't because the semester ends, but the first two I allow you to revise for a better grade based on my responses. So that's that final thing there. You don't have to. It's optional. If you're happy with your grade, you don't want to revise, that's fine with me. So that's that. That's how our Moodle is set up, and that's how we're going to be working through things this semester. In general, the course is designed around a very simple theory of writing, and that is writing is a process. I'm an author myself. I've published 3 books as an author and editor. I'm an editor of a scholarly journal, And so I've worked a lot as a writer and as an editor who works with writers. And one thing that I know and I can say for sure is that writing is not a solitary thing. Writing is a collaborative thing. We have kind of a romantic understanding, a romantic version of what being an author is, and we think of authors as solitary figures that sit in their offices or dens or wherever and their write their prose and they're done with it. But that's not how it works. Behind every good writer is a great editor, um, and so and behind every good piece of writing, there was a long process of um, writing and revising and editing that led to that final good piece. And so this course, as you'll see based on the process that we work through, is based on that idea that we write, we revise, we edit before we finalize. And so I'm going to try and break many of you out of the habit that I'm sure that you're in, that is to wait till the last minute to write things. You're not going to be able to wait till the last minute in this course to write things because things are due well before they're actually finally due. So prepare yourself to write, to revise, to think about your own writing, and to work on your own writing, probably more than you have in the past. So with that, that is your kind of general introduction to the course. The video below will walk you specifically through the syllabus, and then within each module there will be specific introductions to the challenges that you'll be faced with. And so if you have questions about any of this, please feel free to let me know or post questions in the forum on Moodle.